Thanksgiving is the celebration of being thankful, and the pilgrims joining hands with the Indians, and just having a good time and having this big old feast. But that's not necessarily how the story goes. And so the people that are the conquerors of another people, they write the history. They put it down in the history books, and we know who has written the history. When we go to school and we open up those books on, geography and social studies, that is a viewpoint of the people who conquered. Now, they called it manifest destiny, and I'm going to get back to that. But when I used to read about the Indians, it used to say that they were like these bad people, like savages and all of that. And so they had to be civilized. That's how the story went. But that's not how it actually happened. And you see, the North American Indians were down near decimated to extinction. And today they're on little patches of land called reservations. And on these reservations, it's a high rate of poverty. You have the same things that go on in the ghetto and the hood because of poverty and people just being destroyed and traumatized over hundreds of years. So when you look at the North American Indians, they suffer from a high suicide rate. They also suffer from a high level of alcoholism. And these things you can attribute to the destruction that they suffered at the hands of the Europeans. Now, Black people will sit down and hold hands, and everybody wants to talk about they're giving thanks and they're thankful for something. Everybody's going to be talking about how thankful they are for this, how thankful they are for that, but nobody actually thinks about how did this celebration of being thankful ever come about. Now, the Native American Indians showed the Europeans how to cultivate the land, how to survive through the harsh winters, how to do all types of things. And in return, what they got was smallpox. And in return, what they got was broken promises and broken treaties. Now, when you think about the Native Indian children and they sent them to the Indian boarding schools, they couldn't even speak their language. There's plenty of them giving accounts that when they spoke their language, they would be hit, or they would be abused, or they would be molested. So these things actually happened. And this is the legacy of what happened to the North American Indians. There's nothing to be proud about or to be thankful about. So when you're celebrating this holiday, what you're actually celebrating is the destruction of the North American Indians and their world being destroyed forever and never being the same again. They were savages before and we civilized them, and it was manifest destiny. Now, manifest destiny is basically saying that it is our destiny to take this land. It is our destiny to conquer. Not only it's our destiny that God is with us in doing this thing, because we're more stronger and we can do this thing, and it is a manifest destiny. Now, I know Black people are familiar with the term manifestations or claiming it, but this is the thing. I want you to think about this. If I was to take your car simply because I'm stronger than you, is that manifest destiny? If I had, more weapons than you, and I found out a way to take you down or take something from you or go into your house and unalive you and take possession of that house, is that manifest destiny? Would that be right? So think about that. And that's what you're celebrating when you celebrate Thanksgiving. Put it this way, as Black people, we know about the transatlantic slave trade. We know about the horrors. We know that we're a people that were not only conquered by Africans in West Africa, but we were conquered by the Europeans and treated inhumanely. Now, imagine if they were to make a holiday based on that idea of conquering a very strong, a very smart people, and then celebrate it generation after generation. Now, think about it in that way. How would you feel? You were enslaved. You were the people that whenever a holiday came, you got a day off. Just like the holidays now. You get a day off from working in those cotton fields and doing whatever job you had to do all day, all that backbreaking work. You get a day off. You can get drunk. You can eat some food that you probably don't usually eat throughout the year. You can dance and have a good time. They call it frolicking. You can party. A lot of y'all, that's the exact thing you're going to be doing on Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, you're going to be getting high, you're going to be getting drunk, and you're going to be arguing with your family. That happens all the time on all of these holidays and celebrations we ain't supposed to be celebrating anyway. So with everything I said, the question is, are you still going to celebrate Thanksgiving? What's your excuse? What is your reasoning? Is it just because you're thankful? Is it because it brings your family together? Well, guess what? You can be thankful any day. And also, you can bring your family together at any time. It doesn't have to be on these dates that were put together hundreds of years ago for the celebrations of your oppressor. So let me know what you think about this video. Give me your thoughts, your opinions. And with that, you already know what it is. This is Black Authentic Truth.